Damn. Cooler and a flight.
Yo, yo, yo. You already know what's going on. Welcome back to the 95 North Sports Machine. I am Chris Tipmore. Next to me, of course, is Smooth Smitty, 10K, 11K. He's still rising. That's all I know. And below, joining us today, we got our man, Debo Vibe.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, man. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much, man. Chris and Smitty. Long time listener, first time panelist. You know what I'm saying? So
Appreciate you.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all, man. I look forward to getting to it, and we're gonna see what happens tonight, man, with our Dirty Birds up there in Philadelphia, man.
Indeed. Smitty, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
Hey man, you know what it is, man. Just putting out this content, man. It's been a long week, man. Coming from Pittsburgh game week 1 all into this Monday night game. First Monday night game in 4 years, so I'm amped up and ready, man. And I think we're gonna bring it home tonight.
Oh yeah, man. I got my wing. I got me some wings getting prepped, man. I feel like I'm gonna have a good meal tonight because I feel like we're gonna eat tonight, baby.
Don't
Yes,
tell
sir.
me that. Don't tell me that. You know I only stay 5 minutes down the street.
You sure do. You sure do.
Hey, Chris, was it the lemon pepper joints, bro?
Hey man, you know what? I think I'm gonna go a little different. Lemon pepper is cool. Not even gonna lie, but sometimes I like to go Hawaiian. I don't know, man. Just somewhere different, man. Maybe even some garlic parmesan, man. I just may switch it up, man. That's all.
Got you.
Definitely go
Got you.
habanero. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah,
Ooh,
I don't want to even talk
okay.
about wings. You don't even
Now,
want to
talk
talk.
about wins in front of me. That's a no.
Yeah, trust me, I know. Fellas, man, we livening up and lighting up the mood, man, because honestly, we just really got some bad news. Some news that honestly, like some of us we were talking behind the scenes about, and even maybe some of the content creators, I'm pretty sure have mentioned it as well. And that is Nate Landman, linebacker Nate Landman has landed on injured reserve list. The Falcons have signed Kevin King to the active roster, and they've even elevated Dane Cruikshank, safety, from the practice squad for tonight's game versus the Eagles. Now, Nate Landman, he had already was ruled out coming into the game anyway, but now, as some of us had already feared, we seen him working out linebackers and other players, possibly to bring in, and
Right.
we have today Nate Landman on the injured reserve list. Fellas, how do you guys feel about Nate Landman hitting the injured reserve? And please, by all means, give your thoughts about it. We're going to start with Debo.
Yeah, man, that's a tough loss for us, man. But at the same time, at this point, with Nate Lemon being out, at this point, hey, it's all Troy Anderson right now. There is no longer excuses for Troy Anderson. And I know that Nate Lemon, he was that dude, back there. Particularly last week, we saw what he did, the disruption that he did. However, with him being out, particularly 4 weeks, now that's a blow right there. I thought it was just going to be for a game. 4 weeks right there, that's going to be something right there. But the good news is this, though. Last week we did see some promise with Troy Anderson as far as him, making sure that he was at least in a lot of more plays than not. How about that? But I know what you said about them bringing some guys up, Dane Cruikshank and as well as Kevin King. Me personally, in the preseason, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a big time Milo Eifler fan, and if we can bring him up, perhaps, but I know they've already set the roster. Just consider him to be brought up. But to stick to the subject, reference to Nate Landman, I'm a big time fan of Nate Landman, man, and it's gonna cause Jimmy Lake to be a little more creative, particularly tonight, and a ton more responsibility, man, for Troy Anderson as far as him being able to be a mainstay and control that run game from Jalen Hurts and from Saquon Barkley. Huge loss.
Before
I
you
agree
get
with
going, 1 second
Go ahead.
before you get going, let's
Go ahead.
please, just acknowledge the chat real quick. The people that's on
No
showed up
doubt.
on this pop-up show, definitely a pop-up show. We got Mike Tether in here saying, "What's up, everybody?" He said, "Good vibes. I love the vibes right now. We're getting this dub tonight." Q Laugh, what it do? What it do? Was saying, "What up, A1 and what up, Smitty?" Chef AD, what up, Falcon family? You already know. Shocker. Zulu in this thing saying, "What's good, fellas? Let's get this dub. Tonight is my 18-year wedding anniversary. Gotta rush
Oh,
the wife at this dinner."
No, don't.
Yeah,
Hey,
hey,
don't rush
great
it too
ball.
fast, cause you'll be sleeping on the sofa. Trust me.
Yeah,
Let
holy
it be.
anniversary.
Let it be what it's gonna be.
Man, where's Uncle
oh,
Steve? I need him to play that. Do you know what today is? You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
man. Uncle Steve, where you at, man? Dang.
Come on, man.
But it's
Gather
all.
lounge with Steve.
But
Gather
yeah, that's
lounge.
beautiful though. That's beautiful, man. Beautiful,
That's
beautiful,
gorgeous,
beautiful.
man.
Um, yes, sir, man. Official BABENT Slade family. Tampa and New Orleans both went into tough territory and won. We got to get it done tonight. We got to get it done tonight, man. Shout out to the chat. Yes, sir. We got Jake71 in here. What's good? Green line coming through saying what's good. That ain't three dirty. Three dirty in the chat. What's going on, family? And we got Set in the chat as well. Shout out to all you guys. But Smitty, by all means, give your thoughts about Nate Landman.
Oh yeah, man. I think it's a huge blow, man. And as I thought about it, man, it's going to take a hit, mainly because he's one of our key run defenders. And against the Philadelphia Eagles, that's going to be key man Saquon Barkley. So that means, like Debo said, Troy Anderson has to finally earn that paycheck, man. He was out last year with injury. He was a little
Yeah.
rusty last week, which was expected. But now you have one game under your belt. You've been in the league, 3 seasons, so now it's time to hit the ground running. But Nate Lamb is going to be a big loss, and I knew something was up because we worked out 3 linebackers the other day,
Yeah.
and Rashawn Evans, former Falcon, who was with Dallas last year, Quan Alexander and Joseph Woods. So I knew something was, behind the scenes was going on. But it's gonna be a big loss no matter what. JD Bertrand, I've been excited to see this
Yes,
kid,
sir.
man. He balled out in preseason, so he'll get a good amount of snaps tonight, and I think it works out for him because Nate Landman is only on a 1-year deal, and maybe this is why we see they did not sign him long term. Maybe they were concerned about those injuries. So we'll see what happens, man. But this is a big loss for the Atlanta Falcons. Troy Anderson, JT Bertrand, Caden Ellis. But I'm telling y'all, man, the way Rashawn Evans played here a couple of years ago, I was thinking about bringing that kid back.
They're gonna bring him back.
I would.
Yeah, they possibly may bring him back. We'll see what happens, down the pipeline. But as far as like Nate Landman goes, man, it's a big loss. Tonight's game was kind of like catered to his style of play. I know he's been dealing with the quad injury like back since August. So really, this is kind of like a lingering thing, and he playing through it, being the tough man that he is, and then he gained the calf injury as well. So yeah, losing him for hopefully only 4 games and no more games than that, it's definitely big. But it's a league of opportunity, guys. Troy Anderson, this is this is time for you to step up, and the eyes are on you solely because you don't have to worry about Nate Landman right now. You have a few games where you can get under your belt to show, hey, look, I do belong. And JD Bertrand, we've seen flashes. We've seen like JD was doing great in the preseason. So now it's time to see him get some snaps in real live, meaningful action. See what he can do. See if he can be the Captain America that we hear about and that we actually see the potential in as well. It's going to be big. We're going to have to step up. But honestly, our division rivals are going in tough places, winning. Just like the chat was saying, we have to do the same. It's the NFL. You have to play who's on the schedule, and you got to play your best. Something that we didn't do in week 1. So we have to execute in week 2 more than anything because, you can't win if you don't execute. So,
hey, Chris, I got a new nickname.
What you got now?
Christian Lewis called me TMZ.
Oh, okay. Not TMZ. Hey, man,
man.
One thing about it, man, you already know Smitty. He gonna drop that info as soon as he can, and when it happens, it's gonna happen, man. You really TMZ need to go and hire you. You know what I'm saying, for the Falcons related.
Hey, man, I'm down for it, man. Trust me, I'm down for it.
It would be a great investment. So,
you brought up 2 key points. They're great points, Chris. I want to bring up. The main one is a reference to JD Bertrand. Now, well, if you want to throw him in, it's going to be trial by baptism. If I was ever going to pick a game to throw him in and see what this man can do with the physicality of the end of the Philadelphia Eagles. It'll be this game right here. And like get him in, let's see what he can do. Like you said, man, we talked a couple of times about J.D. Bertrand, about all the things he did in preseason. Well, this is regular reps right here, a real game. Let's see how he does in a actual real game with a lateral movement, all that stuff. But if anybody's going to be ready, it's definitely Captain America. And reference to Nate Landman, if there's any good news in reference to this, it happened early. So I'd rather it happen now. I mean, and him being on IR as opposed to us losing him down the road.
Right. Agreed.
Absolutely.
And I also agree about, you said somebody said something about our division rivals are winning games. We saw what the Saints Saints did to the Cowboys. You know, so we definitely got to get on. This has to be a game where execution has to be. Zach Robinson almost has to be perfect in this game right here.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm not, and to be honest with y'all, that I know what this is about. Nate Landman, the defense is the last thing in my mind right now. To be told that there's two guys right now in my mind, and then they've been on my mind since last Sunday. And that's one Zach Robinson and one Kirk Cousins. So, but that's, I guess, a different conversation for a different time.
Oh no, man, we having final thoughts before the game, man. So all those thoughts are definitely welcome, and I'm glad that you had mentioned that about just the offense period, man. Again, we have to show that we can execute, guys. Like I know a lot of people are saying must-win game, and it definitely feels like it, especially because of what your opponents are doing in the division. But I wanted to touch on that. I wanted to touch on that for a second, man, because what in the world was going on yesterday, man? Falcons Twitter was off the chain with it. It was so many fans, not even off Twitter, just going off just because the division rivals were pretty much, taking care of business. So, of course, the Falcon fans, they out there like, hey, look, man, they're better than what we expected. They're taking off right now. I know it's only 2 games. But come on, Falcon faithful, let's not go ahead and throw the season away after this is our second game right here. But after week 2, we can't do that, y'all. Come on, y'all. We can't do that. It was crazy yesterday. I just wanted to touch on that, man.
Yeah, one game ain't gonna prove nothing, man.
One game is Go. I'm sorry.
Y'all got to remember, man. They did not play in preseason, so they had to shake the rust off. And it showed, man. And again, the defense did come to play, and Bijan did his thing. But what Zach Robinson has to do this game is to adjust on offense as to what the Eagles are doing on defense. I said it last night on my boy Ryan's show. For one, you got to get a tight end on the other end with McGarry at. And I could see them running a lot of 2 tight end sets this game, mainly because we've seen what Caleb McGarry did last week. 2, this defensive line is big with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter in the middle. So you're going to have a couple more bodies on this line to run block. So the run block is going to be key early. 1, to chew up clock and control the ball to keep Jalen Hurts off the field. 2, to help Kirk Cousins with the play action, and hopefully he can get some no huddle mixed into that. So the run game is going to be important tonight against a Philadelphia team that turned the ball over 2 times in the first quarter last week, but Green Bay couldn't capitalize. So controlling the clock going to be key in this game.
And that's one thing about it too, guys. Like, okay, so just historically speaking, Philly couldn't be able to make mistakes and still win the game. We don't have that luxury. So, like Debo was saying, we got to call almost a perfect game because we're in enemy territory. The emotion's gonna be running high. They got the guy Nick Foles going into the Ring of Honor, first home game. It's already tough enough to play in Philly, and you got these added incentives that's going to be going against the Atlanta Falcons. It's just tough, man. So that's why we have to be on point. I believe you got to get Kurt into some packages that he is comfortable with. Let him run the plays that he's most comfortable with, because you're trying to bring things from the Rams, but you have 2 different quarterbacks. It's time to go ahead and just play the Kurt strengths all the way, fully. Open up the playbook, use your running backs, namely the guy wearing number 25, Tyler Algier, because we need him to beat up this defense. He's not afraid of this defense. If you looked at his carries last week, he wasn't afraid of the Steelers. He was not. He just wanted more opportunities. And I'm hoping that tonight Tyler Algier will get more opportunities in this passing game, in this running game, because he can do both, just like Bijan. That's what people fail to realize and forget. Like this guy, he can do it all, and he played both sides of the ball, so he's a tough guy. He'll run right
he
through a
loves
middle
contact.
linebacker. He
Yeah.
loves the contact. And another thing that didn't happen last week was the Falcons able to break tackles. Tyler Algier breaks tackles. Tyler Algier, like Ryan said last night, Tyler Algier makes guys make business decisions. So the Eagles, they definitely have a defense that is very formidable, but you're going to have to wear them down. They're human just like anybody else. You're going to have to wear them down. Don't have Tyler Algier sitting over there on the sidelines, you know what I'm saying, with the with his helmet on the side. Don't have him like that. Use this guy, and then hit him with Bijan as well. Use the split backs, because the last week Steelers didn't know how to really counter that. See how it works, and most importantly on defense, you gotta, because people are saying it in the chat, by the way, you gotta contain. You gotta contain Jalen Hurts. You gotta keep his behind in the pocket, dog.
Yeah, you got to set that edge, and you got to spy him. So that's going to be a tough job for. And I think it's going to be Troy Anderson, because he is a little bit more athletic than Caden Ellis. So I can see him spying Jalen Hurts tonight.
Right.
One thing also I want to bring up is that defense of the Eagles, which bodes well for us. It's something that I brought in a video I did a preview video. Is that last week the Packers gassed them for 7.8 yards a carry.
Yeah,
they did.
And I mean, they gashed them. If you look at the actual tape, Josh Jacobs, he was like literally all over. They had no answer for it. So although they do have Jordan Davis, and they also have Jalen Carter, excuse me. Mm-hmm. The only thing about it is that they were pushed back, and with relative ease. And when you run against an NFL team for 7.8 yards a carry, that's saying something right there. And I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm fairly confident that Zach Robinson, of course, knows that. So he does have several plays that can capitalize on that right there. So and going back to reference to Jalen Hurts, the Packers did a relatively good job last week in containing him. I think he had 18 carries for 33 yards. But again, we're talking about a game of adjustment. So just because that happened last week doesn't mean that it's not going to happen this week. So definitely, I definitely echo what you guys said. It's all about contain. If we can contain Jalen Hurts as well as Saquon Barkley in the RPO, we have a chance.
Yeah, man, I definitely believe that as well, fellas.
Before we get it going, man, we got 96 people watching from my page. Y'all, please go ahead and press that like button, hit that subscribe button for A1 Forever and Debo Vibes, man. Please help these guys out, man. They put in hard work just like I do. So if you're a Falcon fan, man, please go subscribe to A1 Forever and Debo Vibes on YouTube, man, because we definitely putting in this work. But go ahead, Chris.
Oh, man, I was going to ask you guys, man. All right, give me your final keys for tonight, man. Final keys for tonight. It can be whatever you like. No judgment here. Whatever you need to see, whatever you're hoping to see. I mean, is this a must-win game? Just whatever your keys to the game and your final thoughts.
I gave y'all one of my keys, and that's run Tyler Algier. Wear down this defensive line with the power run game, and I think that's going to be key going forward. To be honest, but on
this
defense,
is for the chat as well, man. Go ahead and put it in the chat, man. Things you want to see. Things you need to see, just absolutes. I'm gonna put it up here on the screen as well.
And I feel like I feel like Zach Robinson has to go back to the drawing board. He had to get his adjustments in order. Put Kirk Cousins in the best position to make plays. And what I mean by that, 3-step drop, hot routes, screen passes, and take some shots downfield. They did not take a shot downfield over 30 yards last week. You have a guy like Darnell Mooney. You have a Bijan Robinson who can stretch the field as a running back with wheel routes. Kyle Pitts, a 6'6" tight end. Use the middle of the field. Open up the run game. If you can control the middle of the field, Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson are going to run wild. And like Debo said, you saw Josh Jacobs last week. It is doable. Yeah, that was the first game, but at the same time, some things they stay the same. And I feel like we have a better running back duo than Green Bay. So use it to your advantage.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
My key to the game. I'm interested to see a chess match between offensive coordinator, the Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore and Jimmy Lake. Kellen Moore, I did speak about it a little bit in my video. His creativity to actually bring the best out of his personnel right here is very impressive. And 31 points is nothing to sneeze at. And so let's see what Jimmy Lake can do in reference to slowing this offense down. That's the main thing I'm concerned about right there, is finding a way to slow his offense down. And all eyes will be on Troy Anderson. I firmly believe that. And this is his time to shine right here.
Agreed.
Yeah, facts, man. I want to see some Zach Harrison, man. A guy who can really do it all, who was putting it all together. Another guy who I need to see out there to disrupt this Eagles offense. Somebody who can set a new line of scrimmage, push the defenders, but the offensive linemen back. And, he can use his athletic ability, his long arms. I want him to be able to help set these edges to keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket. I prefer him to be in the pocket more so than a guy that can be in the pocket and run. Because once he gets into that run, that run pass mix, he kind of gets into a flow. I would like to not have him in a flow all night long. I want to keep the Philly faithful frustrated, booing, asking what's going on, trying to figure out what they got to do next. I don't want it. I want it to be us ruining their night, seriously, because this is a big night for them. Home opener, Nick Foles, blah, blah, blah. It's all good. They're still trying to get some things together. But honestly, their week one showing was impressive for a team that's also working with a new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. So,
Right.
I mean, regardless, you got to go out there and play no matter what the experience is, because you have the job. You got to execute. You got to, make adjustments. And mainly, I want to see the adjustments made this season, this game. I want to see the adjustments that will be made. Like, I want to see Zach Harrison getting out there to it. I want to see our be able to stop the run, because I believe it's going to be some heavy run, and I also believe they're going to use Saquon in the passing game because no AJ Brown.
Right.
We got to keep what they call him. I don't want to call him Smitty because we have a Smitty. So I'm gonna say Devontae Smith, man. We got to keep
Slim
him.
Reaper is what they call him.
Slim Reaper. Yeah.
See, but that's Kevin Durant for me. So it's just like, I don't know, man. But either way,
I totally agree, bro. I totally agree with that, bro.
Man.
But
Yeah,
that means also means AJ Terrell got to bounce back this week. He had a couple of rough plays last week. So you're going against Devontae Smith, and you get a break because AJ Brown is going to be out this game. So you get a break. But you got to watch out for Johan Dotson as well. And I think that's where D Alford and Clark Phillips come into play. If you can get your second cornerback on Johan Dotson, that's going to be key. And we talked about Troy Anderson having a couple Jalen Hurts. You're going to have to see Caden Ellis and JD Bertrand cover Dallas Goedert as well, because he's going to be a red zone target that they like to use on second and third and short, or first and goal. You're going to see a lot of Dallas Goedert. So you got to keep that guy contained as well.
Yeah, they'll split him out too, so you got to be careful about that. They use Goddard in various different ways, and he's a veteran, so he knows that offense like the back of his hand. They can place him anywhere, and he can be effective. We have to watch out for him and Smitty. And honestly, yes, you do have to watch out for Dotson, but honestly, that's the guy who's still trying to pick up the offense more than anybody else. He had 14 snaps last week. I know they want to implement him a little bit more in the offense, but I would rather them try to
trick of it all. If you have that type mindset, that's when they started using him more. So you got to keep an eye on that guy.
Yeah, that's what my point though. I know he's learning the offense.
Yes.
But he's a talent still, and you don't want him to go off. So you definitely gotta put one of your best guys over there. But more importantly, at the end of the day, we still have two of the best safeties in the NFL, y'all. I expect them to impact this game. We need them, especially Going up there in Philly, you're gonna need that veteran leadership that to help, in the rest of the defense as far as like the young guys that's on there. So
Yes.
Grady, we already know Grady, Amimata, Judon, they all gonna be there. I just want the veterans to really just be in the young guys' ears to keep them composed because it's not gonna be friendly up there in Philly. They're coming to win, straight up and down. They're coming to win. So we have to have that same mindset, coming in there to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And one key point before we head out, if there was ever a time for us to face the Philadelphia Eagles, is tonight, with them having their star receiver out, as well as communication issues with their I don't know if he's rookie or not, but I think rookie center Cam Jurgens, as well as Jalen Hurts. Last week they had 2 fumble snaps. So if there's ever a time for us to face the Eagles offense right now, it would be with a rookie center that doesn't have that good of a good rapport, with Jalen Hurts, as well as his star wide receiver being out for the game as well.
Yeah, and another point to look out for, and I saw it in the chat. Look for more Richard Grant this game. I just said, you got to keep an eye on Dallas Goedert. Have to keep an eye on Saquon Barkley in the pass game. So look for Richard Grant to play a little bit more slot this game because he's a little bit bigger. Right. So you might see 3 safeties on the field at one time tonight, and that's Grant, Bates, and Simmons. And if Bates has to come in, Grant will shift back out, and he will play more in the box. But trust me, they're going to be a good little bit of safety play in the box tonight, knowing that we're going to have to face guys like Saquon and Dallas Goedert. So we'll see how that plays out. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Indeed.
I don't know where it was. Oh, yeah, here go one right here. I like to see Kurt stay upright for us to execute our offense without a bunch of miscues. Yeah, we cannot turn the ball over, y'all. We need to have a clean game no matter what the Eagles do. We need to give ourselves an opportunity. I have a question right here saying, what do you expect from Rook and Dorless? Honestly, I'm hoping that they play because both guys was in street clothes in week 1.
Well, Rook had a shoulder injury last week, so we don't know how that's coming along. But Dorless was a healthy stretch.
Yeah, healthy scratch. I actually said what's up to him. He was just like, hey, man, healthy scratch. So, man, honestly, that's another thing, man. I want to see some of these young guys. They gotta try to get after it, even if it's for a couple snaps, man.
But you got to understand too, Chris. We made a lot of veteran signings this offseason, so they're sitting back learning. So I get it. But at some point this season, they're gonna have to get on the field and play alongside those older guys to see how they execute on the field. So yeah, I get it. But
I'm just saying my boys can't get a snap or 2. I'm just saying, because my thing is you can't learn on the sideline. I at least I don't know. Everybody's a different learner. For me, I'm a hands-on learner. You can't just tell me, it's just sit me on the sideline and say, hey, watch this. No, my best attributes can come out to fruition if I'm right there in the dirt, figuring it out just like the other guys. That's the best way for me to learn. And I feel like that's the best method. You go out there, you may make a mistake, but guess what? You learn from it. You can't make any mistakes and learn from them on the sideline. So I'm just saying, I need some of my young guys to get, it's in a snap or 2 too. You never know. Rook may come in and get 3 snaps, 3 sacks. You never know because you don't play.
Yeah. Got to take that chance.
Yeah, man. We got these veterans, but we also got these guys in the draft for a reason. We got to use our team.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think somebody, Rook didn't play last week, nor Dorless. But, I think either one of those individuals are a better option than Kentavious Street, so.
I don't know about that. Street played pretty well last week.
He did play, just like you guys have said, no, he did play well. But like I touched on, with all these defensive linemen we have, it'd be nice to actually get them in there. But they were both scratches last week, so it's neither here or there. So I do agree with that, though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, guys. Well, what is it? Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, man, we just had to have this pop-up show real quick. Talk about Nate Landman, the impact. Give a few final thoughts about tonight's game. And again, want to see execution. More than anything, yeah, we got to see execution as a team. Tough place to play. Doesn't get any easier.
I
You seen the
expect
Chiefs last
one of
night.
those linebackers to
Yeah,
be an Atlanta Falcon this week. I don't know which one is going to be,
right.
but with Nate Landman going out, I expect
Mhm.
either Quan Alexander, Rashawn Evans, or Joseph Lewis to be an Atlanta Falcon. Either one of them. Don't know which one is going to be, but with that injury,
Evans
him
is
being out
familiar.
for a month, yeah, I could definitely see one of those guys coming in.
Yeah, Evans is familiar. I'd like to see Evans. I mean, Quan was a pretty good. I know he was coming off that Achilles though, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't
Right,
really like
right,
mean
yeah,
anything
yeah.
because he's a linebacker, but I guess Rashawn really is like the most healthy one, I think, of out of the three. Um, yeah, it's gonna be tough tonight. We're gonna see what happens, but moving forward, Debo, let the people know where they can find you, my brother.
Absolutely, man. I'm Depot Vibes on all social media platforms except for Instagram. Instagram, I'm the real Depot Vibes, and I'm Depot Vibes on YouTube as well. Of course, I'm all Falcons all the time, but I also do some food reviews down here on the south side of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a big time foodie, so okay. If you guys got any suggestions of eating good restaurants I can peep out, I'll be more than happy to oblige. But definitely Falcons
Just
all day
talk to
long.
Smitty. Hmm? Well, why y'all laugh?
You got jokes.
I just heard you
I'm just
blur
saying,
Smitty. I
talk
don't know
to
what
the
to say.
man that likes to eat the food. That's all I'm saying.
You got jokes.
Debo Vibes on YouTube, yo.
Oh man, I got some suggestions though. I hit you up, man, because me and my wife we stay out eating all the time. Trust me.
Okay.
No,
All
Chris
right,
did.
let's
He
do
didn't
it. I'm
tell no
ready.
lie. He didn't
I'm
tell no
ready.
lie.
Just saying.
But
Show me the lie.
yeah, man, find me on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Um, Tomorrow on NFC South Roundtable 7 p.m. on YouTube. That's on Roundtable Sports on YouTube. We're gonna have a post game tomorrow at noon, a little late post game because the game may end late tonight and people had to work tomorrow. So we're gonna do it at noon tomorrow, and then Wednesday, our usually preview show is we're gonna preview the Kansas City Chiefs, Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta Sunday night, and that should be a good game, man, because tonight, Sunday night, gonna be two tests that we absolutely need to know exactly where we are as a team, and I'm not gonna run from a challenge. Y'all know I'm not. So let's put them chin straps on, root this team on tonight in Philadelphia. And hey, I'm still predicting to win 20-17.
Yep. I'm still
I'm
going with
feeling
my
that. Hey, I'm feeling that score.
yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, man. Yeah, I'm going about 24-21. I think it's gonna be close. I think Falcons is gonna be a tough one for them, and for us to win this game is gonna be tough. And they're gonna keep it close, so I'm gonna go 24-21 Falcons, and since us being able to find ways to bounce back and shut the media up for at least a day, because it don't
Right.
take them long.
Right.
But more importantly though, yeah, we gotta win, man. We can't let our man Smitty go out like that tomorrow, because that's gonna be a tough show if we can't take care of business tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey man, it's
I
gonna be a
can only
tough
swing
show
on so
anyway,
many
man.
Saint fans by myself.
Saints fan already talking garbage, man. But it's all good. But man, Debo, man, give us your prediction right quick.
Yeah,
I
real
got
quick.
Falcons 23-20. I got Youngway Cool, man, kicking by 3 field goals, and I got 2 touchdowns, both by Kirk Cousins. And the defense found a way to limit the high power on Eagles offense. Just 20 points. 23-20 is my final score. We get the first win of the season.
Yeah, so
I
we about on
love
the
it.
same page. Everybody within 3
Love it,
points.
love it, love it,
But
man.
again,
Hey,
man,
man,
like
but
Chris said,
thank you guys for joining the panel, man. Check your boy out.
Yes,
A1 Forever Sports, and that's on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, A1 Forever, and of course on TikTok, the real A1 Forever. Like I said, quick pop-up video before the game. Everybody enjoy, take a deep breath. Get in game mode, put your game face on, because we all buckling up that chin strap tonight. We the only game on tonight. All eyes will be on us. It is time to do like our motto say and rise up. So for myself, Smooth Smitty, and Debo Vibes, man. Thank you guys for coming out. We couldn't do this without you guys. Of course, over one point in time, about 126 people in here at one point in time. So thank you guys for a quick pop-up video at that. So thank you guys again, and positive vibes only. Let's go beat these Eagles tonight. We'll holler.